Let's build a $10,000 crypto gaming portfolio to go nuts in the next crypto bull run. If you like this content, you know already what to do. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and let's get right into it. Now, before I'm going to show you how I would build a $10,000 crypto gaming portfolio, I would like to say first, the coins that I'm going to mention in this video are not necessarily the coins that you should buy right now. But this is the phase of the market where we should prepare to look into the right coins. You can choose to buy them now if you want, of course, but I think we can get better entries. Second, why crypto gaming? Crypto gaming is, of course, a niche which is going to be very popular. If you look at what Axie, for example, did last bull run, when gaming was not even that hot, right? Axie reached a market cap of, it was like even more, $10 billion. $10 billion, right? So only Axie. That's crazy. Especially if you look at the crypto gaming market right now. If you look at GameFi, which is quite interesting if you ask me, the total crypto gaming market today is $8.6 billion. And that somehow includes internet computers. So it's not even that. So it's more like $7 billion. So the total crypto gaming market today, everything is lower than what just Axie was in the last bull run. And yeah, in my opinion, Axie is not really the coin that I would say like, or the game that I would say like, wow, this is like beautiful or anything. We now have Illuvium kind of stuff. We have, Star Atlas kind of stuff. So, you know, I think that there will be a way better time. Plus, people will always be gaming. I'm not even a gamer myself, but I believe most in this niche. Why? Because a lot of people on the earth do game, right? I think it's like half of the population or so. It's quite crazy. Now, especially these simple, addictive games that you can just play on your phone, I'm much more into that myself than just putting on my new PlayStation, and I don't even know where that thing is. Maybe it's stolen. I don't even care if it is. So, you know, a lot of people do like that, but I think the simplistic stuff can be really performing well. One example, for example, is Nakamoto Games. Like, they don't have anything that looks like a AAA game at all. But if you look at what Nakamoto Games did over, well, the last year, basically, it came from 6 cents. It was even lower, was sitting at around 5 cents, and it shot all the way up to 92, right? Now, of course, it's just hype. People see a coin that does really well in a bear market, and they like to keep investing in that because they think it's an outperformer, and it is. Just like Caspa. So, of course, price movement is important to keep the price moving. But on the other hand, when it comes to pure fundamentals, if you ask me, this is also a very decent play. So if I would have built a $10,000 crypto gaming portfolio, what would I put into it? Well, let's start. And I haven't prepared this video. I have not made a list of coins on my phone somewhere or anywhere else. This is just from what I look at, and I want to keep this a little spontaneous. So, maybe if you watch the video, you'll be like, hey, why is this coin out there? And I could be like, yeah, it's good. But the thing is that you cannot have every project in your portfolio anyway. That not goes only for gaming, but for everything, basically. If you have a 10K portfolio, for example, yeah, you should not have 50 coins in there, right? Then if something does a 3x, then it barely does anything to your portfolio, and it's very hard to manage. It's very hard to stay up to date with all these projects. And I do think it's very important that if you invest in something, that you are staying a little up to date about what they're doing, and that you know about the updates. You don't have to be on top of everything, but you do have to know what you actually bought, right? Like, you put your money into something, then if you cannot tell me what it is, then I think that's very stupid. So we have to make some choices right here. You have to look at some projects and be like, man, that's a good one. I'm not gonna buy it purely because there is no room in my portfolio. Okay, so about Gaming has a lot of different niches as well. You could look at games, right? You could look at games like, for example, an Illuvium, right? That's just a single game, which is good, right? But you could also look at a gaming blockchain like IMX Immutable X. It's the layer one for crypto gaming, basically, and basically, well, kind of a lot of good games are built on IMX. But you could also look at things like um, where people can actually play it, like Ultra, for example. Ultra is where you can actually get these games and play these games, and Portal is going to be one of them. But you could also look at game studios like Gala or Games for a Living, and you can look at startups where you can get into these projects before they release, like Seedify, for example. So there are a lot of different niches within crypto gaming, and I must say that if we do look at the single games, yeah, these are not really the ones that stand out most. If you look at the GameFi space again, you do see that like Sandbox is not really a game; it's a complete metaverse, right? Immutable is high cap, like I said, that's a blockchain. Gala is a complete studio. ApeCoin is like, well, it's a whole ecosystem. It's really, they just released their game not too long ago, basically. So it didn't even really had something to do with gaming in the first place. And you will find a lot of those coins here at the top, like Magic, like Wax, like Ronin, Volker Forest, Ecolam Prime. And only if you go lower on the list, you will see the single games like Big Time, like D-Race, Compete. You will see those kind of things, right? So to put it like that, single games are the high risk, reward uh, categories within this whole ecosystem. And if you look at the studios, the distributors, the launchpads, etc., these are the lower risk, lower reward plays. And I think if you have 10K to build one portfolio, it depends on how much risk you want to take, but I think it's smart to divide it a little bit to stay safe because you do not want to lose your complete portfolio, right? But you also want to take some risk because you're not building a portfolio for a simple 3 or 4x. I think that's very too safe as well. But let's start. What I think is a smart move is to at least look at the the chains, right? IMX, for example. Now, like I said, IMX, it has Illuvium, it has Delicium, it has Gods Unchained, it has a lot of good games right there. And if we look at IMX, I must say, like, this is kind of double to me because IMX, it didn't came down that much. It was sitting in a 1.7 million billion dollar market cap, and now it's sitting at a $7 billion market cap, right? So it's not that this has actually gone down that much. Like people look at price often, right? But if tokens are getting released on the market, then the price can go down very hard, while the market cap actually isn't. So you could look at IMX like it has to do with 2.5x, and it's sitting back actually at its all-time high. Not if you want to take it from this 60 cents to this like $9. That's not accurate. So that goes for crypto in general. Don't look at that too much. That's not really how it works. But if we do look at the market cap, you could say two things. Like one, how much room does it really have to go up? Well, it's not that this is the ceiling or anything, right? It could go higher. Um, but you could say like, okay, if you want to measure it, then it doesn't have a lot of room to go up. However, I do think that if we get into a good crypto gaming bull run, which is pretty likely to me, that IMX will be the one that profits from that a lot, as well as a lot of attention goes to the chain itself. Plus, it stayed pretty strong during the bear market. Like the big buying opportunity for IMX is over, in my opinion. It was sitting at 170 million dollar market cap. Yeah, it's now sitting at 700 million. It will definitely go lower, 100%. But if it ever gets back here, I don't know. This was a good buy, really, actually. But IMX is definitely one that I would put in my portfolio. It gives you maybe a nice 5 till 10x while staying pretty safe, have some good exposure to the ecosystem. So IMX is number one that I would put in my portfolio. Sand, I'm not so interested in that. That's personal. Axie as well. Gala, I don't know. I understand that people like Gala still, and the product is awesome, but the team behind it, I have some issues with them. Let me put it like that. ApeCoin, not my thing. What I do would like to put in is Illuvium. Why Illuvium? Because Illuvium looks like at least one of the first real triple A games, which is constantly like getting hyped. It doesn't like people love Illuvium and they keep on loving Illuvium, and what they are building is actually quite beautiful. Um, Same goes as IMX though. If you look at this price, this what was it, $1,800, and it's now sitting at 50. Don't think that it's going back there. Like, yeah, it could, but based on market cap, it can't, because it actually came from a $1.2 billion market cap and it's now sitting at 2.5, right? So 5x and ILV is back at its all-time high. I would say it is a real interesting play. Illuvium, it's just looking beautiful. It's it's actually a game I would play. If you look at the trailer right here, yeah, this is like really, really, really cool. How they've done this. So in crypto terms, this is good, right? Like, let's be honest, crypto gaming hasn't been worked on for a long while. Grand Theft Auto isn't made in a year, right? They take time. It takes money. It takes a lot of time to build these things, right? So there are not a lot of good games in crypto yet. I think Illuvium is one of the few that is actually a good one. So I will first note all the projects that I will put in, and then I will write down how much I would allocate in what exactly. So, and I will go over this a little faster. Clicker, I don't know. The next one is Ronin. Ronin is also this is the chain that Axie has been built on, and we knew that when Axie had the hype, Ronin had the hype as well. Axie was booming in the last bull market, and Ronin, yeah, it went completely crazy as well. So this is basically buying Axie with exposure and possibilities to more good games, but then a safer play than that. Plus, Ronin is more low cap as well. So around $100 million market cap, yeah, it could go places. It could go places. So Ronin is definitely something that I would put in as well. So run right there. We're gonna go to the juicy low caps as well, of course. We're getting more low cap. Next one, it's 100% in my portfolio already. By the way, I already hold some coins, but I'm waiting for the big buy still. It's Volker Forge. Volker Forge is like doing everything. So they have a lot of cool games. They have their own layer one as well. Their ecosystem is huge. A lot of cool ways to earn Volker Forge as well. Their team is building like crazy in the bear market. I cannot complain about Volker Forge. Volker Forge is beautiful. It came from 50, 45 to $45, give or take. It's now 4. If we look at the market cap, they reached a market cap of like 800 million. It's now sitting almost at a tenth of that. In my opinion, this is at least an easy 10x Volker Forged at these prices. It could go back to its all-time high and beyond, because it is actually 10 times as low. Plus, what they have right now is way better than what it was over here. That's also how I look at it. And then I feel like, yeah, you should definitely be in the list. So PYR is definitely there. Another one, by the way, that I won't see on this list right here because it's not listed as gaming, but in my opinion, it definitely is like I showed you at the beginning of the video, Cedarify, and more specifically S Fund. So CD5 Fund is the leading crypto gaming incubator, metaverse, launchpad. If you have CD5 tokens, you can participate in new launches, in new pre-sales. And they are very much focused on crypto gaming as well. They release games for a living, for example, but they released Blocktopia, which did a 700x. So that's absolutely incredible. Therefore, once we see a good crypto gaming bull run, I think there is going to be a hell of a demand for CeDeFi, and the price can absolutely do fantastic. It's currently sitting 9x below its all-time high. It had a $350 million market cap. It's now sitting at 40 million. CeDeFi, in my opinion, this is my personal biggest holding as well. They also release AI projects, DeFi projects lately, all kind of different stuff, but yeah, gaming is still their main place. I know the founder of CeDeFi is a real he's really pro gaming, and he knows about it. He has the expertise, he has the experience, the knowledge. Good team, super innovative. CeDeFi is a play that I can definitely add in my portfolio as being S funds. Now, why do I say that all the time? Because there is also a very micro cap token that I would like to put in this list, which is also by CeDeFi, and that's CeDeFi NFT space, as NFTS. As NFTS currently has a market cap of $6.4 million at the moment of recording. And what they are building is beautiful. They are building a metaverse. Like, I don't know why this is listed as a website, but they are building Seed World, which is their metaverse with a lot of cool NFTs. And in that metaverse, you can basically create your own metaverse. They have a lot of utilities coming for it. They are working on it for a very long time, and that's why the price is still so low, because it hasn't hit the mainstream yet at all. They work on it. As a CeDeFi community member, we believe in it. We have to believe in it. And if they do what they're supposed to do, this is going to be huge. But for someone who doesn't know about this, they might look at this and be like, well, it's low cap. There's not a lot of volume. There's still a lot of token vesting. There's not a lot of information. So let's skip it. But if you are a little deeper in this, you know exactly that this is the kind of call that you are early on before the complete masses. And it stays a gamble, of course. But this is the moonshot. This is a moonshot, and this could go absolutely crazy. Um, I am not very quickly the person to say like, hey, an altcoin can do 100x. This one can, in my opinion. This one can. So yeah, it's definitely there. um, Veracity, I like Veracity. Don't get me wrong. I love it, but I don't really see it as gaming. I don't know why it's there. Um, Nakamoto Games is something that I'm not adding it right now because it already ripped so hard. I It can still do a 10x from here. I mean, you don't know, maybe even more. But it did so much already. And I was in at 3 cents. It's now sitting at 90. Yeah, I cannot say like, okay, let's buy this at 90, right? Like, unless it comes down like hard. But I don't know. It might do well in the bull run, so I'm a little in doubt about this one, because it hasn't witnessed like a real bull run yet, not a full bull run. So I don't know how it will perform right there. All I know that if the price finally does something normal again, like cools off a little bit towards 40 cents or so, then I would add it. Not at these prices. Even and if I miss out, I miss out. Then too bad. What I would add is Ultra. Ultra is yeah, they call it the Steam of crypto, right? It's where you can go to play these games. And I think for what they do at the current market cap, $58 million, that's quite undervalued, in my opinion. They still have some token investing coming, but how, what, where, when, I don't know. It never seems to stand in the way or anything. But if you look at the market cap, it came from an $800 million market cap. It's now sitting at 60. So it's actually a lot lower, and they just keep on building. And I think this could really be a very, very, very solid pick in your portfolio. Now, I must tell you that there's also a project coming out which is called Portal. Um, and to be honest, if Portal becomes a success, then Ultra has a problem. Because Portal is kind of doing what Ultra tries to do. Portal has signed with so many games already, the best games in the crypto space, um, so that you can play those games right there, right? So if I now want to play Star Atlas on the Solana chain, I have to have a Phantom wallet or something like that, and I have to go there to play the game. And this on Portal, you just click all of these games. You have one wallet. Everything is accessible. That's what we need. That's what we need. I made a video about Portal a while back. Tried to look for, on YouTube, the Fomo Factory Portal or something like that. It's really cool. I don't know about their pre-sale and all yet, but if man, I'm gonna go heavy on that one. Games for a living, I won't add it. And a lot of people would say like, yeah, you're crazy and this and that, and it's a good project, and yeah. I was in the pre-sale on Cedify already. It's for me easier to say as well because I already made my money with this. Oh, they changed the website, so they have a top-notch team. Trip Hawkins from EA is in the team, for example. But the founder of Games for a Living has a lot of popular games under its name. Games that you probably know. This Elemental Raiders, also pretty cool. I love what Games for a Living is building. I think this could actually compete with Gala, definitely. It has the right hype as well. It seems like everybody nowadays is talking about it, so I'm glad I was in the pre-sale, because this is the type of project that like gets mainstream. Um, but but the thing is, I really hate the tokenomics. They have like a 8x token vesting still coming. Now, so far, nobody cares. So far, it doesn't really matter. But it just goes against my nature to invest in something that has so much inflation. A bull market wins from inflation, though. So once the crypto gaming bull market is beginning, and Games for a Living is sitting at an attractive level, I would add it. But now, I would say, I don't know. Let's first wait for that bull run to, really hit. Um, and a lot of people probably disagree with me. They would say, like, yeah, you have to add it. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's good. The price is good. Everything is good, right? And I agree. But yeah, like I said, we also have to choose between a couple, right? We cannot add everything that we like, because then the portfolio is getting too big. Um, yeah, Star Atlas. Star Atlas is beautiful as well. It has the graphics like Illuvium, for example, the same AAA feeling. It has the hype as well, but it has an like 10 times lower market cap. Um, you have the Atlas token, by the way, and you have the Polis token. I like the Polis token more because this is the token without high inflation. That's with a lot of gaming tokens. They have the main token and a governance token. Star Atlas Polis, in this case, I definitely like it. There, and a couple of like a year ago or something, I also liked it, but the problem is they have a lot of tokens also hitting the market, and that's what I meant with games for a living. In Star Atlas's case, it killed the price, right? It killed it completely. It's like going back to $14 is market cap wise not really doable because it's actually 9 times as low, right? 9 times, but the price $14 is 100 times as low, right? It was because of the token inflation. Well, the worst part is over. It's like, I mean, yeah, there's still tokens coming out, but like for me now, I would say like, okay, now it's not really standing in the way anymore. Very, very, very decent pick in my opinion for the portfolio. The next one I saw it already is Altora. Altora is the type of project that can really surprise us. Remember what I said? I've talked about Altora for a long time. Altora, like, we cannot ignore the fact that NFTs are still a thing and going to stay a thing as well. And Altora makes it all a lot easier, to put it like that. They do have their own marketplace and all of that, but they work with smart NFTs. So if you have an NFT like in a game, you have a sword and you're gonna upgrade it so that fire and semen and I don't know what comes out of it. Then you can also actually sell it like that. Usually, if you sell it, then it goes back into its original state. So that's pretty cool. I think. I think that's a very big step for gaming in the first place. But it makes a lot more easy. In general, also for builders to just use this, and they have insane partnerships. They had that Unity partnership, which like pumped it crazy hard. Altora is definitely a project that I would look at if I were you. Yeah, currently a $30 million market cap. The fully diluted is also very good. If we look at where it came from, I mean, it came from a $260 million market cap or so, right? So still a 9x growth to go back to its all-time high. I think it will surpass its all-time high pretty easy, to be honest. So Altora is definitely one I would put on the list. Your entry price, like, yeah, I mean, it was sitting at a $5 million market cap. That's why you have to have the balls to buy something like it. It's now sitting at 30. You have to realize, like, it's low cap right now. But are you going to wait for it to be micro cap again? Are you counting on the fact that that's going to happen or not? No, but this is all about timing in the first place. And like I said, it's this video is not much about timing, but more about the projects themselves. You look what for your what's the best entry price for you. But then we have Altora. I am missing something. So let's go more into this list and look if there is anything a little more low cap. And then I definitely see one that I think should be there, and this is Whack Me Games. Whack Me Games, plus another one, by the way. But Whack Me Games, yeah, it's getting juicy, man. $14 million market cap, 17 million fully diluted. Team, top notch, super professional, know what they are doing. Really keeping the community involved in the project. The game, like that tower defense, super addictive. They had a TV show coming out which was like pumping them. Like there was a lot of hype, but like I didn't really follow it. But according to people, it was like kind of didn't what they it was what they expected. So the price cooled off again. But it shows this is cool because this is the preview we need. Like if any good news, Whack Me like pumps 10x easy, right? We already saw a 10x here almost, right? So in a bull market, if they actually have some really good stuff coming out, yeah, this is gonna be beautiful. Whack Me is the kind of project that I feel like is definitely your moonshot on this list as well. They have their NFTs, the sale still going on, and like these kind of games, like are the ones that if I do play some games. Yeah, then I'm gonna play these kind of games. Let me show you on YouTube, by the way. But this is simple, short, addictive. Immutable X as well, by the way. But this is just the simple tower defense stuff. Like addictive. That's what I mean. You might look at this and be like, yeah, but this is the same shit that I see on my phone. Exactly. That's what I mean. It doesn't have to be Halo stuff, right? That's I love this more than the AAA stuff. So, Whack Me is 100% on that list for sure. Now, there's another one that I could say like is going in, but let me check real quick right here what I have in my screen so I don't forget anything. There's Delesium, for example. I love Delesium, but just given the current economics, I wouldn't buy it off the open market necessarily. You could look at projects like G Swift, super low cap, but also in extreme inflation. Um, Magic, kind of Gala, an Arbitrum, but price wise, just not like good, like not worth it. If you look at Magic, like it's been going down like hard. Like it didn't exist for a long time. It pumped, it had a little hype, and it came down, and it's doing nothing else and making low lows and low highs. So it really depends on when that's going to stop, and if at that point they are still building something bullish. Um, there is a lot of good stuff in here that I just cannot put into it right now. If I have to go with the last one that I think is definitely worth it, it's going to be Compete. Compete has the hype. The community is very strong. Like there was months ago, somebody said, "Hey FOMO, can you check out Compete?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't like it." Well, the shit that I got for that, beautiful. The community is crazy. Then they had some more updates, and I started researching it better. And I honestly, I cannot say anything else. Then I like it. It's not like hitting the mainstream yet. It's not like it's not in the average top 10 list or anything, so it hasn't hit that yet, but that could also be a good thing, right? That could also be that you are there before that happened, so I really like that. um, yeah, also the reason I didn't like it because this targeted release platform, so they're targeting to release it on PlayStation and Xbox, etc. Before there was just like partners or something like that, and then I felt like, hey, but that's not true. What the fuck? I think this is a fucking scam because you're not on Xbox, you're not on PlayStation, but this is what they mean by that. And then I feel like, okay, now you're keeping it real. Like, looks a little like, are you trying to trick us? I don't like that. But yeah, now Compete market cap 12 mil, fully diluted 18. Beautiful. So that's going on that list as well. Now I can make this very long, but I won't. Um, this list right here that you cannot see all the fucking time. Sorry. So we have IMX, Illuvium, Ronin Chain, Volkerforged, Cedify, SNFTS, Ultra, Polus, Eltora, Wagme, and Compete. This is going from high cap to low cap. Now, what I would do, in my honest opinion, I would put most of the money in the high caps and a little money in the low caps, right? So, because with Wagme or with Compete, they have a bigger chance of not succeeding than an IMX or a Ronin, right? So there's a bigger chance for you to lose that money. So therefore you don't want to put too much in. But if they do succeed, which is also likely by the way, they can go up way higher than IMX or Ronin. So you also don't have to put a lot of money in to make at least the same gains. So figure that out for yourself. I really have to sit for this myself if I would do this, but I would say like, hey, let's put like I don't know, $800 in Compete. Well, Whack Me is a low cap. 800 in Whack Me, 800 in El Tora, and for example, IMX is already way higher, so we can put $1,200 in there. So that's kind of how we divide it. This is a solid list. Definitely. in the bull run, please remind this video, look at these projects. If you would have bought that portfolio, how would it look like in the bull market? I think you would have done very well. So I want to wrap it up right there, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel. There's a Patreon link down below where you get a lot of interesting exclusive content. So check that out as well. Stay safe.